So, Susan, why is it that some children have difficulty remembering their books for school, their PE kit, their packed lunches?
Okay, it comes down to short-term memory. It's tested even whenever a child has been tested for dyslexia or whatever. So it follows on with, it's not just the books and the lunches, it's the spellings and all of that. So I'm going to give you if I give you an analogy for this one, we call it our hose pipe analogy. So if you imagine this is no longer a pen, it's now a hose pipe, okay? And you stick the other end of the hose onto the tap and you turn the tap on and you expect the water to flow. And nothing's happening. And you go, must be a kink or a blockage in the pipe. So you leave the hose down, you go and undo the blockage, and the water is flying everywhere because the water was turned on. Now, as I explained in the webinar, and there's actually a picture of the neurons in the webinar, but if you imagine my finger is now a neural pathway in your brain, and if you had information going in, so say pack your bag the night before, doesn't happen. Make sure you pack it to your timetable, doesn't happen. For children in primary school, they're learning their spellings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They get as far as the kink. They don't get past the kink or the blockage in order to get into their store cupboard. So the fact that you're at the child every night to, why don't you pack your bag before you go to bed, because then it means you're organised in the morning. That goes in, oh yeah, that's a good idea. It doesn't happen. It falls back out again. The spellings go in. Don't get past the kink, don't get into the store cupboard, fall back out. So they get 10 out of 10 on the Friday test because they're smart enough to memorize the 10 out of 10 or the 10 spellings, and they get them right and they think job done. But of course they go to write a sentence the following week with one of those words and you're like, how come you got that word wrong? She got it right in the Friday test. And they're looking at you going, you know, we're supposed to remember this stuff? Because they never have been able to do it. So it's all that memory stuff of going in and falling back out, and all their wonderful ideas. This is the most, I think, frustrating thing for these children because they are so smart. All the wonderful ideas they have in their store cupboard, they can't get out past that kink to prove it on paper in the writing of a story, or maybe even to tell a story properly in speech. They can't get it all out, so therefore they get blamed in the wrong, and there's all sorts of problems that manifest because they can't speak in real time. So basically the exercises that they do, put them into timing, rhythm, and allow the brain to calm down, take out all the clutter. And as I say, if you come on the webinar, anybody comes on the webinar, you'll see the dinosaur picture, and you can see how a child's brain can go from total and utter chaos to clarity, where they can take in instructions and in fact they just know to pack their own bag. And I know it sounds miraculous, but it's exactly what happened with my son, okay, and many others. So basically the exercises remove the block,
okay,
which means information can go in and stay in, and all the wonderful ideas that they have in there can be proven and shown and unlocked and shown how smart they really are.
Amazing.
It is amazing, yes.